Okay, everybody, welcome to Unscripted One-on-One, and today I have a very special guest. I'll go ahead and turn it over to him and let him introduce himself, and we will go from there.
Hi, Aaron. I'm Pat Puhl with Families for a Cure, local Hilliard resident here. Married to Shannon Puhl. As I mentioned, we're local residents here. We have two boys who go to Hilliard-Davidson High School that are juniors, and we are the founders of a nonprofit here in Central Ohio, Hilliard-based. It's Families for a Cure, that focuses on raising money for cancer research and supporting patient care programs.
That's great. And you all are very familiar. If anybody's been around the Davidson basketball gymnasium, they've seen your face, I'm sure, a lot. It's hard to believe the boys are juniors. It goes too fast. It does. I was actually in the gym last week or the week before, I can't remember, just popped in on practice, and it's just hard to believe. I'm like, wow, that kid's up here now. He's playing varsity now. It goes fast. It goes way too fast. So don't blink.
Yeah, and the reality of it is we are sitting here with the boys that are that age is like, wait a second, it's different when you see kids coming up that you coach at different points, but now we're staring it down and having twin boys. We've had one go around at this, right? So we've made our mistakes and had a couple successes all at the same time, and unfortunately not with the same kid at any one given time. So
I think that's called parenting. So hopefully we hopefully have more wins than losses when it comes to our mistakes. But so let's start off with Families for a Cure. Tell us about when did it start? Just take us back through the story of Families for a Cure.
Sure. So I grew up in Northwest Ohio and very involved in the community. We always did service projects, did that through high school, went to a Catholic high school, and part of giving back was always part of what I learned and what I did, and was always encouraged to do. In high school, I joined a fraternity, Beta Theta Pi, and we did a lot of service projects there. We ran the largest philanthropy event on campus that wasn't, it was the largest Greek event there. And so I've always just, as part of who I am, wanted to be part of the community, wanted to be part of something that was bigger than me. It was part of my faith, being, giving back and supporting others. It's part of why I coach. But after I graduated in college, I was looking to do something to get my friends from college back together, fraternity brothers specifically, just every year, just to hang out. Right after we graduate and all go our separate ways, like, what's going to bring us back together? So I always talked about doing something, and then with the possibility of turning into a fundraiser. Started a golf outing one year, had 36 people start the first year. One of my fraternity brothers, Rick Dennis, knew that we wanted to turn into a fundraiser, but at that point in time, we really had no focus, no goal, no direction. Just knew it was like, maybe over the 5 years this golf outing takes off, we'll turn into something that raises money. He introduced me to Eric Friedman. Eric Friedman's parents both passed away from cancer, and so he was doing some fundraising for the American Cancer Society and wanted to start a golf outing. And so the two of us got together, we talked about the possibility of partnering up, and we held a golf outing in 2004 and raised about $3,500. And from there, we just decided to do it, year after year. After 2 or 3 years into it, we're starting to raise $10,000. After about 5 years into it, it's $25,000. And so we decided we needed to really formalize it. But at the point in time when we started doing this, my connection to cancer was a good cause. I knew a lot of people that were inflicted with the disease, and family members that are friends that have been really impacted by it, but it was just a word I used in a sentence. But I knew it was something bigger than I was. Yeah. But after we started doing that golf outing, my father-in-law was diagnosed with cancer. And so the passion for supporting cancer research really took life then and became something bigger than us, and really got our whole family involved with it. In 2009, we formalized and became an official 501c3 nonprofit. We set a goal to raise $1 million by the year 2021. So our organization is 100% volunteer run.
Wow.
And so we have about 10 board members that are part of the committee right now. And so as we talked about building goals and doing something else there, we wanted to get to $1 million, but we wanted to do it in a time that we could actually do it. So we spaced it out really, for long distance. From when we founded the nonprofit, we crossed over the $1 million mark in 2018. So it was a pretty awesome experience.
Wow.
But it just goes to show you that what I've learned there is people are impacted by this. They want to get involved, and we have an amazing community around us, and they've really latched on to our story, and we've given them opportunities to connect with us and help in many different ways. So it's been an awesome journey. it's really cool.
So you were 3 years ahead of your timeline as far as your goal. That's amazing. And so have you set another goal yet, or are you just still taking it in from being so fast to where you wanted to be?
We have not set a financial goal like we have, but so part of our model is we partner with other nonprofits in the community. So the reason we do that is because we're volunteer run. We don't want to hire staff at this point in time. We don't. This is having an office space there. So the partner model has been what we've done. I think the goals that we're focusing on now is really developing more programs that we can provide on a volunteer basis, but own. So one of the things that we've done is we've put together an experience grant for cancer patients. I always use the analogy, it's like Make-A-Wish, because everybody knows what Make-A-Wish does and offers there. But we offer patient experiences on a smaller scale level here locally. And so programs like that we own, part of our focus is growing those so we can do more of those, but not necessarily abandoning our partnership model, but really growing some of the things that we can support and provide individually on a one-to-one basis, just to have a stronger connection to the folks that we're benefiting.
And so, and I think you might have just answered this, but just for clarity on my side, what exactly it is that you all do? I know it's cancer driven. So is it Hilliard based? Is it Columbus based? Is it what all is involved with Families for a Cure?
Well, that's a great question. So our organization supports all types of cancers in all ages. So we've really tried we want to do the most good that we possibly can. We are here a Central Ohio organization, so a lot of the support that we do and the programs that we support are here in the local community, but we also partner with St. Jude to offer some benefits there. We've funded some projects that have impact across the United States, and ideally when they realize benefits there, they'll be around the world with some of the treatments and care programs that we supported in early phase research. So, but again, with Ohio State being in our background, Children's Hospital being in our background, and many great nonprofits in the area, we have a strong support in this community where the giving is primarily local, but the benefits extend beyond Central Ohio.
And what are the kind of things that you all do for people through Families for a Cure?
We really focus in on two aspects. So we are committed to funding cancer research programs, and then we have a patient care and cancer patient and caregiver type support programs. One of the things that we really try and do when we give our grants, we give our grant cycle every year. We go through in January. We'll identify organizations, interview them, and then determine how we can support them. But we give what are called donor designated grants, and that means that they go to a specific program that was requested from us. The dollars are, and then they have to be used in that manner. So we're not necessarily funding overhead expenses for any of the nonprofits that we do, largely because we can then come back and tell a story about the support that we gave and how it was used. But so we will use a portion of the money we raise every year to fund cancer research programs. Locally at the James, we've set up 2 endowment funds over the last one that we funded was finalized last year. So we completed the funding of that endowment there. And they'll also support research programs at Nationwide Children's Hospital. On the research side, we've really tried to focus in on using the money as clinical trials and startups. So doctors or researchers who have an idea and want to go and do something and need to buy supplies for their lab or just fund staff to run and do the research and programs, we'll invest in those types of programs there. That's not to say that there aren't other great programs going on there, but with the limited dollars that we have, we found the value is really looking to start programs up and fund research like that or other programs outside of that. And then we focus on our patient care programs. And so we will partner with organizations like Flying Horse Farms to send kids to camp, cancer patients to camp in the summertime. We partnered with a kid again this year to host an event at Zambezi Bay where they brought all their families that have been impacted with life-threatening illnesses there and just shut down Zambezi Bay for an afternoon, and they get to run in the park there. We fund, we partner with NC4K, which is a local organization here. They give welcome bags to kids that are coming to the hospital that are stuffed with candies, goodies, snacks, little activities they can do within the hospital. And so really just trying to balance out lots of different programs that we can provide direct benefit to through other partnership organizations.
It's incredible. As you were talking, I was thinking you have a full-time job, so and it's not Families for a Cure currently. It is this is a labor of love, I think, that you all do and have continued, and that's is that your why? Like I think we all work a full-time job, but then we also have our other things that we get involved in, and that's almost sometimes where our passion really lies, because maybe we can't find a position or job in the area that is our why, or maybe it just doesn't pay to provide for our families. Is that fair to say?
It's 100% fair to say. I've a long time ago I considered being a school teacher, but I've also grew up in an entrepreneurial background, and so the economics of the deal didn't make sense for me. I still think that at the core of who I am, I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, and so owning businesses throughout my lifetime, now being working a full-time job for Nationwide that allows me to earn income, right? Coaching is a labor of love that I do, and so I donate my time to the district to be on the coaching staff there. And then the nonprofit is really another component of that, the service, giving back. And it just, between all three of those, to your point, there's my why, right? I've got it balanced out there. I've not been able to find a job that incorporates all three of those things and provides the opportunities that I'm looking for. Yeah. And so we've really invested in those aspects and divided up the time and try and balance it out and make sure that I'm here to be with my family and provide for the kids and make sure I'm not an absentee dad. Yeah. Sometimes I think they probably wish I wasn't here because right. I get the feedback, we're tired of all your coaching. Stop giving us lessons. Yeah, and honestly, you reach a point where somebody else could say the same thing you've said a bazillion times, and they're like, "Okay, I'll do that." And you're like, I've been telling you that for years. Anyway, different podcast. Right. So what are some of the ways and we will include the link and we'll put everything in and all the information, but what are some of the ways, I know you said that you did a golf outing. So what are some of the things, I think, because you have multiple things throughout the year, I think there's a Christmas. What are some of the ways that that people have an opportunity to help? Yeah, we do. So we try and, as we've grown over time, we've been blessed with many opportunities. And so we've got involved with the school district there. We've got families that want to get involved with what we're doing. So what we've tried to do is create multiple events where people of all ages, genders can get involved with it. So we do family-friendly events, we do adult-only events. Occasionally we've done some kid-only events. But we host about five events throughout the year in non-COVID times. It's far easier to put on an event and get people together. But the golf outing is our flagship event. That's been the longest running event going back to 2004. So we're now year 17 of hosting the golf outing. But we do a 5K run typically in the spring. We do the golf outing, which is in August. There'll be a ladies only event typically that happens in the fall. We do the pancake breakfast that's around the holiday time. Then we'll collect gifts for kids that are coming in or collect holiday presents for cancer families. And then we also do an adult-only theme party every year. And the theme has ranged from 90s night to the Kentucky Derby. It's just another opportunity to get dressed up, get out and have fun. Yeah. Between those 5 events or the primary events, occasionally we'll have student groups that will want to do something and we'll partner with them to host or support events or fundraisers that are having within the school community and allow them to get some access or see behind the scenes type of help them put on specific events for a club at Davidson, which Interact Club we're really involved with there, and support them through their activities. But I have a mantra, and I get myself in trouble for this. If somebody wants to do something and they want to support us with it, we'll figure out a way to make that happen. Yeah. There's 2 little girls in the neighborhood that are making purses right now and selling handbags there for Families for a Cure and providing the benefits there. And I keep telling them, you let us know when you want to go big and we'll set you up with a website, ordering system, grow your business, right? So yeah, always looking for opportunities.
It's awesome. And I know the interactions that we've had prior to this were about that too, just looking at ways that we can help and you were open to ways that people can help. And that's nice to be able to receive, because people always want to help, but they can't always help, some maybe not financially. Or so if I can't, well, 2 questions. The first one is, so I'm not a golfer, but let's just say there's someone listening that's also not a golfer, but they also want to be generous with whether it's a company or something like that. The golf outing sounds like that's a really good opportunity. Can they sponsor a hole, or what does it look like for the golf outing to help contribute to this cause?
Yeah, so throughout the year, there's lots of ways to get involved, and thank you for that. I didn't answer that question before. Anybody that wants to get involved and support us can either help us at one of our events with the volunteering. We're always looking to grow and expand our board, so those opportunities to get involved with the organization exist all the time. We probably have about 25 to 30 really active volunteers that help us throughout all of our events. We've gone to a model now on the sponsorship side to answer your question about the golf outing. We offer annual sponsorship. So when companies want to get involved or individuals want to get involved and sponsor us there, we have packages that we'll offer them, and then they will be promoted at all of our businesses, which has really shifted from over time, going from one event we've grown to the multiple events. And it's really, how do we provide our sponsors with the biggest bang for their buck? And so we've decided to not ask everybody to sponsor individual events, but to be a part of the organization, become part of our family, and sponsor us on an annual basis. And so those sponsorships, like several other sponsorships, there's levels and benefits that come with all of those, and just depends upon the opportunity that the business is looking to do and what they want to get out of it. We also will have auctions and raffles throughout the year, so anybody that has items that they want to support or would like to contribute in that way there, we'll always accept those. We've got an auction coming up in November that we're partnering with the Hilliard Rotary with, that we will do an online virtual auction. And so we always need items for that of all values. That could be service-based, it could be gift card-based, it could be experience-based. We have a broad audience there, so people are always looking for neat things that they can add to their collection or do that they can pay a few dollars for, and sometimes they even overpay them for them because they're that generous.
Yeah. Well, I think with a cause like what you have, absolutely, I would think that I'm probably going to overpay for this, knowing that it's going to something greater than the item that I'm, whatever it is. And so, this is, and I know that you know this. With October, I decided to do kind of a focus on breast cancer awareness. So if someone's listening to this, their family was just informed of the news, and it has impacted their family. What is that something they would reach out to you all for, or would you all work with a secondary partner?
We would ultimately partner with a secondary partner, but sometimes people don't know where to go. And so We'll often get the text, hey, my friend was just diagnosed with this, and do you know anybody here, or they're talking about this, who should they contact? The one thing that I will always say, that there are caseworkers and lots of great resources through whomever they're going to seek treatment from or being diagnosed from. It's always a good spot to start and ask for resources there. But if they don't have that, we are absolutely here to support anybody in any way we can. That's one of the things that we've talked about over time, is expanding those types of support services. The challenge that we have, it comes back to just people and time, right? We're volunteer run, so the partnership model helps there, and we've made some strong connections at the James Children's Hospital, American Cancer Society. There's plenty of resources out there. There's organizations that we partner with that are just focusing on breast cancer for that perspective there. It's like, how do we get you in touch with those organizations? The cancer support in this community is outstanding. I mean, you can't really turn and not find a resource in the local communities or an organization that will help you with your specific type of cancer, or just helping you get to the hospital and paying for gas bills there, or getting rides there. There's lots of local support, and I think that's one of the great things that I love about our organization, is because we haven't picked one type of cancer or been specific to one type of support. We've made some amazing connections, met some great people who are now part of our larger family that can help us figure out something and get the support that somebody needs when they need it.
It's awesome. It's almost what's the word I'm looking for? I guess in the simplest of terms, and certainly not by any means minimizing what you all do, because it's huge, but in the simplest of terms, it's almost like the old school operator. And I know I'm dating myself a little bit, but where they would unplug and they would take the call, and then and I know half the kids have no idea, not that a lot of kids are listening to this, but most people would know that it's the switchboard operator. Just, it sounds like that's what you all do. You take that opportunity and then you plug that into a resource, given your network of resources, and then also the financial, it sounds like, as well, based on all those things that you guys do. So you're really just being that switchboard operator. And I like that you're party neutral. Is that, can I say that? You're opportunity neutral, and that you're there for everyone, no matter what it is. So the bottom line is just give you guys a call or email, and you will certainly do everything you can and to help. Is that summarize it pretty well?
That is absolutely correct. That's our end goal here, is to continue to build this organization and to make sure that we can help anybody that wants to get help. And one of the things that we talked about and annually we struggle with is we only have a set dollar amount, and how do we give it and where do we give it to, because there's so many needs.
Right.
And I learned from a long time ago from a mentor of mine, Jeffrey Damon. He's like, never be upset about the work that you're doing. You can't help everybody, but you're helping enough people, and you're helping what you're doing, and don't ever do what you're doing about it. And keeps us driving. But unfortunately, I look forward to the day when Families for a Cure is not needed, right? We can just close up the door because cancer has been eradicated and there's no more need to raise money for it. I hope I see that in my lifetime.
Yeah, I think we all do, especially any of us that have been close to it, like yourself, with a family member, a friend, or even, for some people that may hear this themselves. This needs to stop. We need this to end, and we need to find exactly what your title is, and that's a cure. And we need to get past it. And I don't want to see your. And here's the thing, though. I know your heart and your vision. Let's just say it ended tomorrow. I know you're going to go on to something else, that you are going to continue to have compassion towards people and help people no matter what it is. And so, and I appreciate that about you. I had a quick story. Every year we do our little free turkey trot, and I'm not even promoting that on this, because whatever. But it started off, it was just the 5 of us running around the block at our, around our neighborhood, and then we keep opening it up every year, and every year it grows. And I think it goes to what you were saying, like, just focus on the work, and the rest of it will take care of itself. But you all, have been to that and have come to support us, and so thank you for doing that as well. And anybody that hears this, we're inundated with a lot of different places. So I anybody that I want to have on here, I want to maybe give that gold star to say that, this is a good one. This is one that you can trust. Hopefully you've heard it in this podcast. This is one that you can trust, and one that's doing really great work. So really appreciate you guys and everything that you're doing.
Appreciate you saying that and allowing the opportunity. You touched on something in that, and you asked me a question earlier, and I didn't fully answer it there. So we're 17 years in. One of the goals that we have is making sure there's another 17 years that comes on after this. And so our focus, we could set goals. Our big goal right now, Aaron, is making sure that we, the 10 people that have been on this board and committee, the vast majority of us have been here for the bulk of the time. Our newest board members have been on for 3 years now. So we are a 10-year group. But the real concern we have is now, how do we find more talent to come in and continue the legacy? And how do you not lose the family of supporters you've built over time as you transition? Yeah. And that's, I had a call the other day. We're considering bringing in someone to help us do that, because it's really important. We've built something huge. To your point, the turkey trot, right? I don't think we were at the first one. We've been to all the other ones there, and it grows every year, right? Every year. It goes back to the point, though. People are good. They're looking for causes to support, and if you make it fun and easy, and they'll just come back and do it. And at the end of the day, our community, whether it's just this Hilliard-based community where you and I live, or the broader Central Ohio and beyond, people are really good and will help an organization that they can really latch onto or support, because it connects with them. And whether by design or by accident, it's probably more by accident than not, we've built that, right? And it's just, we've created an opportunity for young and old families, family members, friends, neighbors, whatever, to attach to what we believe and what we're trying to do. And we just keep sharing with them how their money goes out and supports it. And I think people really like the fact that we support 15 different organizations, whether it's Ronald McDonald House or the James American Cancer Society, Patches of Light, I keep going on, right? So they're like, oh, well, I've supported them too. So you mean I can support you and my money's going to go to help them? That's our goal. And when we do it right, the dollar you give acts more like $10 in the community, because just the power of giving and everybody's support. So that's what keeps me going. I mean, I hope I can keep going 17 more years, but the reality of that is probably not.
Yeah, I mean, bringing in someone that shares the vision, the passion, the compassion, all those things that you've set forth is, I imagine there's probably for you all a pretty extensive process before you just hand over that, this is your why, like we said earlier, and to hand over your why, you really got to make sure somebody's going to continue that on. But I'll say this while you were talking, I was thinking that I think in the times that we're in right now, I think we all want that. We want to be a part of something that we all know is good and just and right, when there's so much around us between social media and the news and the election. I mean, you name it right now. We're all kind of just worn out with the negative. And this isn't and I don't want to go on a different thing, but this isn't the America that I love. What the America I love is what you all do. And knowing that I can contribute to something bigger than myself. We all want that. And I almost feel like we all want that more than ever right now, because we almost need it for ourselves to feel like this is who we are, and everything else we're seeing is not who we are. But when we give to something better than ourselves, whether it's your organization or someone else's, then we know, and maybe it just feels this, maybe it just makes us feel better. But I just feel like people really are searching for things right now that are who we are, because we all know we're better than what we're seeing. So sorry for the sermon, but I think it fits into a foundation like yours. And if you are someone that's hearing this or seeing this, then please reach out, because this is a great opportunity to do that.
I agree. And whether you call it a sermon or not, I agree with what you're saying. We all want to feel part of a community, and when you quarantine and isolate, it's hard to feel part of something, even if you're having conversations through a video screen, right? You don't have that connection. You want to go and hug somebody, shake their hand, high five, So I totally agree. And to the extent that there's opportunities in the community, whether it's through Families for a Cure or elsewhere, those connection points are so strong. I think they get us through tough times, just like you were saying.
Yeah.
So any little part that we can play in that, we're grateful for.
And you guys are doing that and doing it well. So what's the next thing on the calendar for anybody that hears this or sees it? It depends on when they would hear to see it, but if anybody sees it next few weeks, what's the next thing coming up that they can help out with?
So we'll be partnering in November with Hilliard Rotary to do an online auction. And then in December, we will do our annual toy drive over at Penn Alley in Hilliard there. So more details will come. Those events will be out on the website, and we'll be promoting them as we finalize the details of how people can get involved. Any types of support that we would need, whether it be through auction items or coming to the breakfast to see Santa and then donate a toy, those opportunities will exist.
Awesome. And last thing is, where is the website? Where can they find you? What's the best place to reach out to you all?
Sure. Well, primarily social media. We're on Facebook at Families for a Cure, and then our website is familiesforacure.org.
Perfect. And thank you for just being a light in this community. I tell you what, I opened this thing up and I'm just finding, and I already knew, there's a lot of people doing some great things, but the more that I learn, and I hope that other people are hearing that as well through this process, is we already knew people were doing great things, but we didn't know the depth and the breadth of what they're putting, back into just our community, but also all over Columbus. So we're blessed to live here. We're blessed to know you all, and thanks for coming to our 5K.
Anytime.
All right. Well, God bless. We'll get all this information up, and I hope people reach out, and thank you for doing all you're doing.
Awesome. Thanks for the chat today. I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Go Wildcats.
Okay.
All right. See ya.